What's up?
What's up guys, welcome to another video. So I looked back at some of my old videos and I remember like almost a year ago I made a video, everything wrong with MK11, and I was like, damn, that's been almost a year since I made that. So let me look back at this game and see if any of those things, any at all, have been fixed, or do we still have the same wonderful issues that NRS has decided to leave us. Well, actually, since then, there's actually been new things that really been coming to light. You know, they let custom variations in the game, which that in itself is a very good idea, right? You know, it's a very smart, you know, gives more freedom. So overall, that's a positive change. But you see, you know, we have these moves that are 2-slot that are absolute hot garbage. Like, oh, we have our good friend Raiden, 2-slot Joe push. Worse than a 1-slot Storm Cell makes it 2 slots. Very interesting. An extremely unsafe move with whack damage. And then we look at a character like Nightwolf. Like, alright, he has a 2-slot move, so he has two 2-slot moves. He has one that gives him combos because, you know, in MK11, combos are not guaranteed. You're not supposed to have combos. You gotta spend slots on combos. You know, if you don't spend 2 slots on a combo starter, you're not gonna get combos. You don't deserve combos by default. You have to spend resources to get it. Because, you know, unlike other fighting games, combos, they're a privilege to have combos. They're not an expected thing that every character should automatically have. Then we look at Nightwolf's other 2-slot move. Like, okay, like a projectile that comes from the sky. Okay. You enhance it, you can't get a combo mid-screen. Okay, it's a minus 20 something, regular minus 19 if you enhance it. Damn, that's good. Oh, it's just a regular projectile. It's just 1 slot, right? Wait, what? It's 2 slots? Very intelligent, NetherRealm. I can't see it, but obviously your greatness, it supersedes my own personal view of a situation. I can't possibly fathom why it has 2 slots, but if NRS put it for 2 slots, it must deserve to be 2 slots. And then we take a look at Scarlet's projectile. Like, you know, her blood ball, this actually is a legitimate good move, because if you enhance it, you can make it go slow or go fast. But let's see, I mean, it's a high attack, so you can still kind of duck it. It gives you a little pressure, but you still gotta cost a bar. Okay, that makes sense to be a 1 slot. Wait, it's 2 slots? So her having another projectile is 2 slots when, you know, she already has that projectile. She just can't make it slow. So just making it go slow or fast costs 2 slots. Okay. Well, I'm glad they wanted to limit zoning to make it cost 2 slots. I'm glad there's not another character that has tons of projectiles that are all either default or 1 slot that they can spam and chip out ridiculous amounts of your health. I'm really glad there's currently no other character that does anything like that. So yeah, honestly, like, the slotting is pretty bad. I don't know if they're gonna fix it. I hope they fix it, but they probably won't. And speaking of moves, there's like a whole bunch of banned moves that really they have no reason to be banned. They can just be adjusted slightly. I mean, some moves like Terminator's Revive move, I can see why that would be banned. But for the most part, like a lot of them, like some of Sub-Zero's moves, they should not be banned. They just have to do slight adjustments to fix that, and they should honestly make a lot of moves 1 slot just to give more freedom. Will they do that with the next patch that may or may not come? Who knows, but hopefully they will. And another wonderful thing about slotting is Melina. Now, Melina is a very tragic case. So you see in this one variation here, all these moves, the low side, the high side, and the jumping teleport, each of those is a slotted move. And mind you, the low side is removing the high side, by the way, the one where she just stands and throws the side, just so you know. All those moves that I slotted, they are supposed to be standard basic moves the character is supposed to have innately. Those moves are supposed to be part of her regular move set, and then the other moves, the extra stuff, okay, we can be adding the other moves she has, we can slot those in. The problem with this game is a lot of characters, their moves, their iconic moves needs to be part of their base kit. And that's not the case for a lot of characters, so then you have to just use all your slots to barely get a functioning character, and thus creating more bland characters. But I'm sure NetherRealm has a good reason for it. So what about the breakaway system? How's the breakaway system going? Like, okay, I mean, I'm sure you never get an accidental breakaway, you know, the breakaway being the block button. I'm sure it will never happen that when you're trying to flawless block a move, you block slightly too late and the move happens to knock you down, so then you get a breakaway. I'm sure that never happens at all, right? Yeah, you know, breakaways, you know, they should be like, I don't know, a different button, a more useless button like, I don't know, L2. I'm sure that's a simple coding, or hell, maybe they can let the player, when they go to choose their buttons, choose which buttons breakaway so they don't get block button as the breakaway and get screwed over accidentally and lose all the defensive meter. But I'm sure that's a little bit too difficult for NetherRealm, because NetherRealm's an amazing company. So if it were possible, they would do it, but it's clearly impossible, so that's why they haven't done it yet. And another wonderful thing about Breakaway, which I'm sure they fixed, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you break away and they get a combo on you. I'm sure that doesn't happen. I mean, the person breaking away shouldn't get rewarded for breaking out of a combo and getting the opponent in a combo, right? I'm sure that never happens ever, and I'm sure NetherRealm fixed that. Even though they made you wake up a little faster and it actually made it easier for the person breaking away to get up and punish the opponent just trying to do a combo. I'm sure that's not a problem no more. But guys, don't even worry about all that. We don't gotta worry about breakaways no more, because you know why? They added armor breaks. Now legitimately, like, a lot of armor breaks are actually really good, like Geras. You know, his armor break is pretty much he can use in any of his combos and you legit can't break away at all. But I'm sure all characters kind of follow that, right? I'm sure there's no characters that do their basic B&B combos that can't use their armor break. They make the read that you're gonna break away. There's no way that their useful armor break is gonna completely whiff and completely does not work whatsoever. I'm sure they'll always work as intended. And then, you know, let's talk about fatal blows. You know, in this most recent patch, you know, in the patch notes itself, it said that they slightly reduced the pushback of fatal blows. Now, I am sure by slightly they mean they actually nerfed it pretty good. That it'll be very easy to punish a fatal blow on block. I am sure there's no way the pushback is like half screen, and while it may still be possible to punish, it'd be extremely difficult. I am sure they purposely made the fatal blow pushback much better and more manageable. I have confidence in NetherRealm. And then we'll look at the jump-ins. The jump-ins. Alright, we got jump-ins like, you know, Barakas and Sindels. I mean, they're very angular. They can pretty much force you to block pretty much instantaneously, but I'm pretty sure NetherRealm is doing jump-ins like that to evolve the human race, to make our reaction time like in 5 frames, you know. I'm sure they're just trying to boost our reaction time by making unreactable jumps that really we have no option to go against, and this is the only fighting game that I'm aware of that characters can just jump in for free and you really can't do anything about it, and you have to actually guess on their jump in for about every single character instead of just maybe a couple specific archetype of character, but pretty much almost the entire cast. Oh, I'm sure NetherRealm's knowing what they're doing. They just want to boost our reaction time just by experimentation. So I'm sure that's why they're doing this. It's not because they don't understand how to make a proper fighting game where you can actually anti-air your opponent. And then of course, you know, this game is very balanced. You know, we have very, you know, regular characters like Jackie only doing pressure for maybe 20-30 seconds. That, yeah, sure, you could potentially anti-air, but if you guess wrong, you can die. And even if you hit her out of the air, she can just break away. But the game is balanced, even though we have characters like Shao Kahn and Scarlet that have all these gaps that are pretty whack. But don't worry about it, the game's really balanced. Now, to be honest, when you look at the balance of this game, it's not terrible, but there's just too many weak characters. Like, you know, strong characters like Cetrion, Joker, or Liu Kang, I mean, they're fine. And honestly, if you compare them to characters like an MK9, MKX, they're not like that insanely overpowered in that sense. It's just a lot of bland characters in this game. Like, you got the Robocops, the Scarlets, the Shao Kahns. You know, they don't really got too much going for them. Like, even like Raiden, his only real gimmick is his back 1-2 string with the grab and the storm cell. And I've actually done a video in the past. It's actually, you can OS both those options. Now, granted, it's very hard, but a top player would know how to do it. So we have a lot of characters with issues like that. So for the most part, it's fine. And also, you know, NetherRealm, you know, besides the balance of the game, they made really, really good moves. I mean, look at this match right here. I won 2 sets yesterday of me just pressing down up with Shiva. I mean, it's very hard. Like pressing down up, it's pretty tough. I mean, and it's not just down up. I have to hold R2 in order to delay the timing of my stomp because I have to make a read on what the opponent's gonna do. So I have to make little reads on an unblockable stomp, you know, whether they're gonna uppercut early or later. I feel very skillful playing this way. F combos, who cares about combos? Who cares about neutral? You know what I gotta do? Down 1, take back my turn, and then do a down up. Man, I felt pretty good doing that. I felt really godlike. I felt so godlike that I didn't even need to play the game anymore. I just turned it off and went straight to Grand Blue because I was just crying of boredom. I mean, crying of having intense fun with Shiva. But to be honest with this move, man, the down up stomp from Shiva, that is just whack. There's no reason for it to have that much tracking. Honestly, that move shouldn't even exist as it is. It needs a redesign. Being unblockable, they either have to make it trash like MK9 or just make it a blockable attack because that move was designed many, many years ago. Yeah, it's iconic. Maybe they can keep it, but they have to redesign it because having an unblockable move being this good is just stupid. It's not fun for anyone involved. It's boring for the Shiva player. Like, it's fun for a couple matches, but then it gets boring real quick. And it's even worse for the opponent having to deal with it. So the opponent is just angry all the time having to deal with a stupid move. And the person using it is just bored out of their mind because their brain is not stimulated. And then they don't play the game anymore. So it has no positive effects having a move like this. And it really needs a redesign, and it really shouldn't be in the game. Now, in all seriousness with Jackie, you know, Jackie's pressure, it's fine. Maybe a little nerf here and there. The only thing I would really do is just make all leaps cost a defensive bar, just so if you make the right read on the anti-air, they can't break away, and it makes the risk reward more equal. But aside from that, it's fine. I would just more buff up the lower tier characters, and that would more solve the problem. But will NRS actually do it? I have no faith in them. So yeah, looking back at my old video, pretty much all the problems are still there. Honestly, nothing was really addressed or fixed. I mean, the fatal blows are a little better, at least in the corner there's no pushback, but I mean, they didn't really get the crux of the problem. Overall, except for a few characters, the game is boring. Now, if you play a character like Cetrion or, I don't know, maybe the higher tier characters that have a lot to them, I can see the game being very fun in that way. So when you're playing those characters, you might say, hey, I really enjoy the game. Now, granted, you still gotta deal with the stupid wake-up system, the fatal blows being dumb or whatever, but at least you got a strong character. And when you're fighting other bland characters, you know, they can't really do much to you, so you're having a good time, you get to do your thing, get to play your game. But overall, man, I still find this game boring. Like, I just play a couple times with Shiva just to stomp people, and I'm just like, this game is a joke. Like, this YouTuber I started watching, he's an upcoming guy. I'm actually gonna link his channel, because he's actually, you know, upcoming MK11 YouTuber, JSF. I do like his content. And he calls this game Mario Party. I'm like, yeah, this game pretty much is Mario Party. I would agree. This game is whack, y'all. And the future for this game, man, I don't know. Actually, let me tell you what they're probably gonna do based on the videos I've watched. They're gonna put Cyrax, Sector, and Chronica in the game. Maybe 1 or 2 other characters. And they're gonna charge you like 20 bucks for it. And 3 of those characters are already in the code of this game, that if you're on PC with some mods, you're able to play. They're gonna try to milk this game as long as possible, since because of the COVID, they couldn't really make the other game as fast as they wanted to. Because I'm sure right now they're working on either MK12, Injustice 3, or some other title. So they're gonna release like 1 more patch for this game. We'll see. Like, the slotting, honestly, to fix the slotting is such a simple thing. To make Raiden's Joe push 1 slot. They don't even have to fix the move. Just make it 1 slot. But I highly doubt they're going to be able to do that. I don't believe they're going to be able to do that. I have no faith in NRS. They've barely done anything right in terms of this game. This game could be amazing. It has beautiful graphics. It has the foundation. And honestly, it isn't even now that hard to make that good. Some of the top tier characters, maybe a slight nerf. Like Raiden and Shao Kahn and Scarlet, you can just buff them a little bit. Honestly, with Scarlet, if you make her forward, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, it's a forward 4-3. The string that has a flawless spot gap that has a low ender, the 2 hitting mid. If that string did not have a flawless spot gap, bro, she'd be so much better. Or her 1-2-4 or 1-2-3, I forgot whatever the ending of that string was. If that didn't have a flawless block gap, she'd be so much better. She just needs minor adjustments. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. We don't want, like, look, there's always going to be fighting games with characters with top tiers. That's just how it's going to be. But let me give you an example. This game I'm playing the most right now, Granblue, very fun fighting game, but really got hurt by the whole COVID pandemic. This character named Saurus is one of the weakest characters in this game. I picked him up a week ago, and I'm able to beat other top players in this game. Now, sure, it's a little bit harder. I have to work a lot harder. I have to space my things out better. I have to think a little bit more. I have to be more crafty. But I'm still able to keep up with other top players using very strong characters. Now, yes, he does lose many matchups, but at least he can fight the high tiers. And that's the point. The low tiers should be able to beat the high tiers. Yes, it should be harder, but it should at least be possible. Shao Kahn in this game, I don't see how he's supposed to beat Cetrion. Like, if you put a dragon level Cetrion, even versus, oh man, I forgot the really good Shao Kahn player. I forgot his name. You guys can let me know in the comments. Like, I see no way the Shao Kahn player can win. Now, certainly, it's possible. Of course it's possible, but it's way too difficult. The gap is just too large. The gap between the lowest tier and the highest tier shouldn't be this big. There always is going to be a gap. I understand that. You're a fool to think, you know, the game can be perfectly balanced. That's impossible. A fighting game will never be perfectly balanced unless every character does the same thing, and that, of course, is not fun. I think MK11 tried to do that by watering down everybody, but all that does is just make the game more boring and is still not that balanced, to be honest. But this game is very close. It just needs some minor tweaks here and there, take actual work and thinking from the devs. But, you know, I have no faith in them, and I don't believe anything's gonna happen. They're just gonna do, you know, the little combat pack, add some more characters. Maybe they will do some reslotting. Maybe. It's possible, but I doubt it. We're just gonna get the new combat pack. People are gonna spend $20 on it, and then they're gonna make the next game. And that's how MK11 is going to end. And before I go, there's one little announcement for the channel. So I'm still going to try to make some MK content as much as possible, but I'm also going to add other fighting games on here. I'm going to be doing Guilty Gear Strive and Granblue videos on this channel. Now, initially, I made another channel for that, but I realized, like, I don't make videos often enough for those, like, anime games to have a whole other channel. And I do host tournaments for Granblue, and I'll definitely be doing the same thing for, like, Guilty Gear Strive. So I'm going to use that channel as like a tournament channel to have like a tournament VOD, specific matches and stuff like that. While this channel, it will also have Granblue content, Guilty Gear Strive content. And those of you who are here for the MK stuff, I'll still of course be making MK videos. And I think that'll be for the best, because you can't just stick with NRS games, because man, I'm telling you, can't trust this company, yo. They will let you down. So yeah guys, that's about it for the video today. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. And I'll see you guys next time.